Hello. Now the roulette's covering my face, but hello and welcome. How is it going? How's it going? It's good to be here. Another week, and I'll show you what I've done this week in terms of game dev. But first, let me say hi to everyone that's here. So, Godfather, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Mijo, also welcome to the stream. I already logged in to the bot thingy. So yeah, we are logged in. Also, Nick, welcome to the stream. Cheese, welcome. And Mindlef is also here. What's up, Mindlef? Let me see who's also here. Roots is over here too. What's up, Roots? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, what are we? What I'm gonna show you today? Let me switch this over here. So it's basically, well, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This week hasn't been the greatest in terms of progress. I have been trying a lot of stuff, but not all of that stuff was introduced into the game. So it was a lot of testing, and not a lot of things were added. But I'm gonna show you what I added, because there are some pretty cool improvements in terms of how the combat works in the game. And yeah, let's go to Unity project. But before we go into Unity, I'd like to show you the tasks that I have before moving on to version 2.3 is going to be, I think. Because yeah, we're gonna have version 2.3, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be jumping to version 3 because we're pretty close. Maybe like 3 weeks from having another like big version, like beta 3 point something. Can you hear me, by the way? I hope so. Say low, let's go. Yeah, so the task that I have for this version, and I plan to put a version out probably next week. We're gonna have another public version out. Is, well, basically the weapon system, finishing the weapon system. I have a bunch of things over here, but it's basically just adding the animations for the remaining weapons. I'm gonna show you about the things that I've added in regards to the weapon system now. But really new stuff is really more feedback for the melee weapons. I need to add. Well, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be adding. So particles for when the weapon impacts on enemies, sound effects for all of the actions, separate sound effects for if it hits or if it's just a swing, or, well, basically like swing sound effects, extra particles for aerial attack landing. I'm going to show you about that too today. Improving the trails on the weapons, and a bunch of other stuff that is related to feedback on melee attacks. Yeah, so version 3, I'm not sure if I'm gonna call it that, because yeah, I guess so. It's going to have to be version or beta 3 when we get to finish all of the things related to combat in general in melee. Because from then we are gonna start building. We're gonna clear well, I'm gonna be defining the visual style of the game, like applying shaders, applying, I don't know, like redefining or like locking in what the game is going to look like in terms of like graphics and visual style, UI, and all of that stuff. So then I can start building a very big, or sorry, a very small part of what the map is going to be, so we can have a demo out by, I don't know, probably like a month and a half after we have version beta 3, you know? My life is like, can I hack the game? Yeah, I think you can. If you feel free to try to hack the game. And after we have the demo out, that is going to be the last version we're gonna have publicly out, because I wouldn't want to have basically the game out for free while I'm building it, you know? So that's gonna be the last version. And I've talked about this before, but it's just to like recapitulate. That's gonna be the last version. When we get to the demo and we have our demo done, that's gonna be the last version of the game that's gonna be publicly available for free. And Godfather, you say, bro, just wake up. What? Did I just wake up myself? Do I look like I just woke up? All right, yeah. So putting enemies back on melee attacks. I'm still thinking about this. Define combat flow. Implement basic UI to select weapons. This is the bottleneck of why I can't have this version out earlier, because basically I have to put some UI for you to be able to select the weapons, because there are 3 weapon types and there are just 3 weapons in the game. So I'd like you to have an option or a way for you to be able to select and switch the weapon that you're using. Okay, let's go into the game now, because this is all theory and what I'm going to be working on for next week probably, so you don't really care about this that much. Now, what is new? What have I added? What have I worked on this week? Let's go with well, we still don't have sound effects for the weapons in general, and there's not a lot of feedback going on with them yet, but we have the interaction with the enemies working. So now the one that I've been working on, we have the sword. The sword is completely built with animations and everything, and also the spear. Yeah, that's it. We still don't have the greatsword. I still have to do the animations for the greatsword, but I'm gonna be working on that today probably, so I can move on to bug fixing and all the other stuff that I mentioned before next week. And Cheesy say, yeah, Roman, you slept through the half of the stream. Roman is sleeping. What? Is this a dream? I hope this is not a dream, because I wouldn't want to do the intro again. Sword or axe? Sword, obviously. It's televised finesse in style. Axes are for amateurs. This week on Mega Mage, one shots. Not yet, not yet. And random's Bozo, or Bozo, or Sleepwalker, previously known as Sleepwalker. You say, well, it's not my, if it's not my best friend. What's up, my man? How's it going with the game? What's up? How's it going? It's going fantastic my way. How's it going for you? The game is going good. I'm gonna show you exactly what the combat looks like with this weapon. Let's go. I think I have. Let me see on the wave manager. No, we're fine. We're fine. Let me actually do this so you can see the whole thing, and probably it would be a nice idea to have my background removed so you can see everything. There we go. Okay, let's get here. And now, what's the new thing, or exactly what I've done? We have animations for attacking, basically. So you can have that combo, and I would like to show you the combo. This is how it looks. Well, you can still, or whenever you attack, the camera is going to instantly like snap to face forward, you know? So you don't have to be making your player face the enemies. It's just going to face the direction you're facing, you know? Like your camera is facing forward. What else? You also have attack on jump. So when you jump and you attack, you're gonna have a different attack, you know? So you can do damage to these enemies over here. Currently, I think the weapons are quite powerful. I think I need to balance that. They're quite powerful, but still, like, we have different attacks depending on what you're doing. And also we have the last attack, because we have the normal combo. This is a regular combo. And then we have the charge attack. And this does a little bit more damage and allows you to like go further with the spear. They work differently, of course, with each weapon type. Has its own animations and what they are good at. Like this weapon in general is not good at targeting a lot of enemies unless they are lined up, you know? And Ace is over here, says, just came to say, yo, gotta go, bye. Well, thank you for joining, Ace. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Take care. I hope everything's going fine. And Miho say, great leaders. Role group is amazing. What? Great leaders. Role group. Yeah, so the weapons do work, and after you're finished with it, it's gonna automatically sheath the weapon. And so cool, nice, and also you say, yo, Paul, it's really good. Is there gonna be any combat variants like spells plus weapons, maybe other weapon combos? For now, it looks really OP compared to earlier versions. Previous one, no, looks shit. Yeah, I also took care of the animations looking stiff. They look snappy, not that not that stiff anymore, I'd say. So no, I plan to keep the same combos. They're gonna be the same combo for every weapon. So if you're using spears, it's only going to be the same or the same combo for every single spear in the game. For the sword, only one. Like it's basically all the attacks are gonna be the same. What's gonna change maybe is going to be how much damage you do. If you're inflicting status, it could be fire, electricity, or whatever, depending on the weapon. But yeah, it's just gonna be the same attacks all the time, and it's not meant to be this OP. But yeah, currently it needs a little bit of balancing because it's super overpowered. And Cheese, you say the way Romans read so cool and nice was so nonchalant. Dang, I didn't spell check. Dang, dang again. Dang, bro. Anyways, all hail Roman. Well, thank you. Um. Okay, so yeah, we have the spear, and let me reset this so I can show you how the sword works, because I haven't yet implemented the way a way for you to switch the weapons that you want to use. So it's just working very like I basically have to set it up in the inspector before using it. Let's go over here, and just so I don't mess anything up, I'm going to pause over here and let me see. So it should be just going into the player. Let's go to the player. And in the player, I have every single weapon. I don't know if you can see this, but I have every single weapon parented to the player satchel. I don't know how it's called. It's just the thing that holds the weapon there. So I'm gonna disable the spear. I'm gonna enable the sword. I'm gonna go to the player. And what I have to change in here is basically the player animation handler is the longest script I have built ever. But that's besides the point. I have to go over here and change the equipped weapon data, because the weapon data holds the damage that the weapon is going to make. It holds some other stuff, like basically stats for the weapons. So let's switch to the sword over here. We're gonna switch yeah, the sword weapon transform is gonna be this. Weapon hit area is gonna be this one. And I think that's it. It's just like 3 changes. I could easily do this through code, but I just haven't yet, you know? Miho is say, you need sleep. All hail Roman. Yeah, I do need sleep. Dude, my sleep schedule is wrecked. Wrecked. It's uh completely gone. Like I don't know what happened with it. But also you say, I think you should try to add combo weapon plus spells. It's like your character charges weapon, whether it's pierce, sword with electricity, mana, or stuff. Then he does a slash that will cause a shockwave. That's a really great idea. Let me write it down. Let me put it in here. In feedback, I still haven't. I'm still not going to add it to here, but weapon plus spell. I'm thinking about, or at least how I interpret this, is something similar to what a nice profile picture. Something similar to what Soul Games does. Like you can, how's the word in English? Imbue. I don't know. You can like put a grease of fire, for example, in your weapon, and you're gonna be dealing like fire damage. And you say, or slash that will fly in air and hit others. I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably not going to add more animations. I think there's plenty, and I don't want to mess the system up. Like there's already so much going on. You say Roman. All hail Rowan. Sorry. Get up to Discord. Finally, someone gets it. Bow down to greatness. Nick, my boy. Hi. Nick, you say water. Nick, you say your sleep schedule is wrecked. Well, I guess everyone's sleep schedule is wrecked in the community. I don't think I'm the only one. I generally am the one that has a regular sleep schedule. So yeah, yours pretty messed up all the time, isn't it? Not the bad, but closer. Yeah, getting closer to me whole sleep schedule. And Cheesy say, well, I love when people argue who has the worst sleep schedule, and I just sit here and think of the way too good sleep schedule I have. Dude, I envy you. I envy you. I am trying to be just like you. I'd like to have my sleep schedule back. And Bozo, you say, yeah, bro. If you need any ideas with combat, feel free to ask. I also can help you with animations ideas or do animations themselves. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Like I don't really like there's so many things that I think I can show you. Like the animation system I have going on here is not your regular animation system. Because if you see over here, let me get my face out of the way. Basically I have capture poses, apply, capture snap, capture wind up, capture release. All of that is set up for basically this is pretty custom. So it is kind of it's not a pain in the ass to do an animation, but it works a little bit different. Godfather, you say I have worst sleep schedule. I sleep at morning. My man. And need you say, indeed, I slept for 4 hours during the day today. Slept for 7. Yesterday, I went to sleep at 10 and woke up at 5. Well, hold on. I think it's not that bad sleeping at 10 and waking up at 5. I take that sleep schedule anytime before mine. I'm going to sleep at like 2 or 3 or even 4 in the morning and waking up at like 9 or 10. Alrighty. So, now let's try the sword. Let's try the sword. So you saw the combo for the sword, and I don't know if you see this, but when it goes back from the animation, it kind of wobbles a little bit. So that way it doesn't seem as stiff as it was before. So yeah, you're basically not as stiff unless you're constantly attacking. If you do this, yeah, you're probably gonna be a little bit stiffer. But yeah, that thing you saw already, the other stream, I have already shown you that. Now, what I haven't shown you is, I think I haven't shown you the charged attack for this sword, and it's basically this. You can charge it for a little while. If you don't release it, it's going to automatically release it like at 1.5 seconds, I think. So you can't just hold it infinitely. But yeah, there you go. And we have our jump attack too on there, or aerial attack, however you want to call it. When you're on the air, you're gonna be doing the aerial attack, and it works pretty well for doing like damaging the flying enemies, and I wanted you to be able to do it because it's pretty unfair, or it's pretty annoying that you can't. But yeah, I need to find a way to nerf the weapons or make them basically less powerful or deal less damage, or just so you are you're using your spells constantly, you know, because you could be playing totally with your sword now, or with your melee weapons now, without the need of doing spells. Also, I thought about how I want to structure the combat later, because this is just for trying the basic behavior, and you know what I've been developing so far is just like the basis of what I want to have later. But yeah, these guys that you see over here, like all of the enemies that you see over here, especially the ones that are humanoid that just walk, are just like the weakest, the weakest enemy type. So it's gonna be like the intention or the purpose of those enemies is really swarm you. They are not going to be they're not going to be that powerful. It's gonna be pretty easy to beat them, whether you're using the regular attack with the sword or melee weapons, or you're using your spells. But that's gonna be the weakest. I'm gonna have a like larger, or not necessarily larger, but higher tier enemies that are going to be more of a challenge when you're on the regular waves. And this is not just for waves, because I plan to move on from the wave system later when we get to the open world, which is going to be, yeah, it's going to be an open world, but it's going to be limited. Like I'm not aiming to do a full-on RPG. I'm aiming to do an RPG light, because I don't want to be dealing with all of the complexities on a real RPG world has. I want to have a contained experience, as I've said on other streams. Nikki say, sure, but I need to wake up early. I just thought of the word yesternight. What? Yesternight. Is that for yesterday night, I suppose? Well, it's not a bad word. I see myself using it. And Miho say I sleep at 2 yesterday. Woke up at 7 the day before. I sleep at 5 and woke up at 9. Dude, what are you on? How are you alive? How are you alive, Miho? And today I'm planning to sleep at redacted. Feel amazing, by the way. And after stream, I'm going back to sleep. All right. Godfather say I like old shot mage. Old shot mage. What do you mean with old shot mage, Godfather? Roman is gonna sing us a lullaby. Might work. And Nikki say I'm gonna do a melee only run eventually anyway. Well, you can do it. Like already you could do it. If I were to make a build and pass it to you, you could do it. And Boso, you say, okay, pardon, I'm gonna take a shit. All right, gonna be here in like 25 or 30 minutes. Gonna drop some combat and game ideas in DMs. If it's not a problem, yeah, for sure, go ahead. Also about utility and animations, gonna ask for them in Discord and learn. Alrighty. Yeah, we can go and check what combat with the big boy looks like when doing melee, because I think it's one of the because I do like how the animations turn out when facing the regular enemies, but I think it's very rewarding to fight larger enemies with this system. I think this is gonna be a regular wave. Let's just clear a regular wave with this sword. It does feel nice. Like I'd like you to try this. I want to have this out next week so you can try this out and tell me what you think about it, if you like it or not, because I think you'll like it. And the cool thing now is you have a reliable way to get a lot of mana, so you can be casting spells like crazy. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but whenever you cast spells now, you're gonna be automatically, like you're gonna be automatically be set to aiming. So you can aim yourself, or gonna be automatically aim if you don't want to. But it's preferable if you were to aim for yourself. Alrighty. Okay, let's clear this. And if we don't get the boss now, I'm gonna set it up myself to be active. Okay, hope now we get Big Boy. And I have bit of I don't know how to pronounce that word, but I have defeated this guy using melee before, but I haven't actually used a spear to defeat him. Dude, yeah, there's a problem with that. There is a problem with that I need to fix. So basically give me a second. I'm gonna do the wave manager. Let's put it to 1-on-1, or not this. 1-on-1, so we get the boss no matter what. All right, let's go there. So yeah, that attack that you saw is not meant to fully like kill you no matter what. So I need to make sure it's only going to be triggered once, and the damage it's going to do or deal to you is not as much as it is now. That's part of a bug I need to fix. It's already registered. All right. It's I think what's cool about this is that you can like spam this. You can be spamming this, and you're gonna be getting mana from these attacks. Oh. The only real trouble, or the only real problem with beating this guy is avoiding the range attack. Okay, yeah. You're not gonna deal a lot of damage with this, so it's better if you spam this. And now you can spam this reliably because you have mana, you know? Technically, you are dealing more damage if this guy is hexed. You are dealing more damage if this guy is hexed. It's just so little that it's almost unnoticeable. Yeah, I need more mana. And I think there might be a bug where this guy is trying to like go around me. And the spear is, of course, the weapon that has the most range out of all of them. So you're gonna be dealing substantial like amounts of damage in range. So if you're if what you like is not exposing yourself too much, I think that's gonna be your favorite weapon or weapon type. Okay, so that's it. I know I haven't added a lot, like a crazy lot of stuff, but I told you in the beginning, like this week hasn't been like crazy in terms of progress. But we can go through the history, so I can tell you exactly what I added. Oh yeah, for the sword, I don't know if you noticed. Let's go with the sword again. Let's go with the sword. So let's go player. Great weapon. Player melee combat. We're gonna switch this over here to sword. We're gonna do over here. We're gonna switch this to sword. And over here, we're gonna disable the spear, enable the sword. I need to make a script for this. And over here, we just have to set that up. So let's go with sword over here, sword over here. And I think we're done. Yeah. So if I go over here, what I wanted to show you is basically I have particles for like weapon trails. They are very hard to spot. Let me configure them so you can see them clearly. But it is like a particle system that's tied to the sword itself. Let's go to the sword. Where is the sword? It's over here. So if I go over here on attack trail, I'm just gonna make the emission larger, maybe 15 over distance, so you can see what's happening. Yeah, it's pretty hard to notice. You can tell a little bit more from here, but it's still not like huge, you know? And Cheese, you say, okay, I'm gonna go. The stream makes my laptop lag so much for some reason, and I have to do stuff. Have a good time. Well, thank you very much for joining, Cheese. Always great to have you here. And yeah, bye-bye. Good luck. Take care. And also good luck with the development of your game. You said you were posting an update. I haven't tried it yet. If it's out, I'm gonna be trying it during the weekend. All right, bye-bye. Take care. Godfather say make multiplayer and make 2-player fight. Dude, adding multiplayer is just so much work. I'm not touching multiplayer. It's gonna be just single player. And Nick, you say, when are you gonna add a new enemy? I was planning to add a new enemy. Well, let's go to my calendar because I have stuff planned out. Let's go over here. So Phil's theme. Okay, yeah, we are 17 April. 17 April. All right. So I want to have beta 2.3 release on 24. So I could. I'm not sure if I have time. Well, if I have time, I'm going to be adding another enemy before or on beta 2.4. I'm not sure. I think I should call the beta 2.4 instead of just beta 2.4, like beta 3.0. Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because I think, yeah, I'm gonna call it beta 2.4, and then beta 3 is going to include kind of like the initial setup or the real style that the game is gonna have on the initial like area, and then we're gonna do a little bit of bug fixing, improvements and whatever, and we're gonna be setting up the demo, and demo is gonna be like 3 point something or like 3. So yeah, for maybe in May, middle of May. Just yeah, next week another release, and then 3 weeks after that release, we're gonna have another release, which is gonna have. I'm not sure if it. I guess it's gonna have a new enemy. I still have to see and think about it. But yeah, new enemy. And what I want to add for a new enemy is really more powerful one that you can beat, not just in like, it needs to be a little bit harder to beat. It's not going to be like a boss or anything. It's just going to be a little bit harder to defeat, you know? Like if a regular enemy, let's go beat a regular enemy. Let's go beat a regular enemy. And you can say so. It's over here. Says I said I'll be there. What's up? You can say so. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Nick, you say yeah. So what do you see wrong with my plan, Nick? What's the wrong thing? What did I wanted to show you? What was I gonna show you? Oh yeah, how long it takes you to beat a regular enemy. with the melee weapons or whatever. Because now I need to balance this. But with the regular combo, you should be beating an enemy in like a second or something. Like the amount of time it takes you to beat an enemy with regular spells, it's kind of like a second. I would aim for a defeating time of larger tier or a greater tier enemy, the new one that I'm going to be introducing, hopefully, to take you, I don't know, 10 seconds to beat. Like not crazy, but it's going to be a little bit harder. 10 to 15 seconds. Nothing's wrong. Wind zombies. Yeah, there's like a ton of bugs that I need to fix. So I could technically have the version out like on Monday. But I'm gonna be taking care of all of the issues that are registered in Discord and the ones that I found myself during the remainder 3 days before the release, because I don't want to have as much bugs. I'm sure there will be bugs that you will find, but I at least the ones that I have found and you have reported already, I want to fix before you try the new version. You know. And you can say so. You say it's been a long time I watched a stream of yours. Uh, Hello, Roman. Did you make the mansion useful yet? No, I haven't done anything in there. I don't want to. I'm probably not going to do anything with that building, to be honest. At the beginning of the game, I tried to, or I thought there I will have you. I'll have like a spell book that you're gonna be carrying, so you can equip different spells. But for now, it doesn't do anything, and I'm gonna be rebuilding the map anyway with new assets and stuff. So it doesn't really make sense that I add anything in there. Just I'm gonna be rebuilding it. Nick, you say, yeah, chunkier enemy with like a more interesting attack. Yeah. I'm asking because that's what will keep me engaged. Nothing, yeah, nothing wrong. Mushroom popping from land. Yeah, I still have to see what the new enemy is gonna be. But I'd like to have something, yeah, interesting, you know? Something a little bit more complicated, maybe. Like it's just not going to be chasing you around. I'm not saying anything is wrong with these guys, with the regular guys. That's what they are meant to do. You know, they're just meant to be a horde, and they are trying to overwhelm you with numbers, not with how powerful they are. Um, so yeah, these guys are fine. But what I want to do with the stronger enemy is having some sort of um, other behavior. Like maybe it's going to try to dodge away from your attacks, or I don't know. I still have to think about it, but it should work a little bit. It should be a little bit more complicated, so it's a little bit more challenging to fight it. And I don't want, or I don't plan to spawn a lot of them in a regular wave. Like for example, if you get I don't know, let's say a random number, let's say 50 of this normal zombies or regular guys over here, then there's gonna be like 8 of the other stronger enemies, or maybe like 5, you know. So yeah, these guys can be all can be all can be a lot in number. The others one, no. The other ones, no. Yeah, so that's it mainly. Let's look at GitHub, because in GitHub I have everything registered of what I've done, so I can show you a little bit more of exactly what I've been working on. So yeah, player rotation steps forward when attacking with melee. Player no longer slides when attacking. That was very bad before. Like the sliding thing made the game look awful and super unprofessional. Attack input buffer doesn't register on last attack animation. That's fine. Let's look at the full thing. Can I? No, why is it saying so little? Yeah, player faces camera forward when dashing instead of facing direction. Dashing cancels melee attacks. Yeah, you can do if you'd like to. You can do the attacks and then you can quickly go away. You know, like if you want to attack an enemy and then dash away, you can do that. So it feels smoother. Weapon no longer stays in hand after a dash. Yeah, like basically bunch of faces. Player can trigger attacks while dodging. Player can attack during sheath animation, canceling it. Player movement is no longer locked during sheath animation, because that's what was happening before. And I have added a player stage system, so there's default melee attacking and charging attacks. So things are like things are internal, and they help the combat feel nicer. But you don't really see them. Like there's nothing visual. Like you just experience it, you know. What else? Yeah, it's pretty much that. Making sure that the enemies stop when you attack them, so they can't really harm you when you are attacking them. Um, and the next step is just adding animations for the greatsword, because the greatsword doesn't really have any animation. It's there, and I've shown you the greatsword before. Let me show you, but there's no animations yet for that. Here's the greatsword. Also, one thing that I think is important, and I think someone on YouTube told me, and my brother told me too. Like this is a game about a wizard. Why does the wizard have weapons? Like I wouldn't have weapons for the wizard because it doesn't really match it. I would believe it more if it was like a magic weapon of some sort, or well, that was like kind of the basic idea behind the comments. So yeah, I do think it's true. Like one thing I do like about or that I would have liked in other magic games is the wizard being able to use some sort of melee thing, so it does feel like powerful in all the way. Like it's just physically powerful, but also like carries a lot of wisdom. Like it is very strong altogether. Um, but I don't think, or I think the having the weapons be magical instead of being something that you carry all of the time may be more aligned with the idea of what a wizard is for all of the people, you know, and it is easier to fit in the game. I think it is gonna be easier for me if I make them magical because they can spawn from or they can appear from your hand, and that's gonna give me a little bit more liberty on how I structure the animations and stuff. Because yeah, if they are spawning from your hand, they then I don't need to like have your player sheath them the weapon or like draw the weapon because it's already like it's gonna appear from your hand, you know. Smells good. What smells good? Yeah, so that's it for this week's progress. It's mainly just making the animations for the spear, finishing the ones for the sword, making sure the combat feels nicer than it was before and looks smoother. That's it. So, oh, enemy stunning. Yeah, enemy stunning. That's also one thing that I added. And Godfather say, Roman, how many push-ups you can do? What sort of question is that? But I don't know, like 40, 50. I don't think I can go more than 50. Yeah, so that's it for this week live stream. I'm gonna be seeing you in the next one, and hopefully I have a very good version or a good release for next week. So that's all. Let me switch the scene over here. Let me get my background back. And yeah, thank you for joining, guys. Really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.